This is RabbiAbbaLeiter speaking about the Rambam, and hopefully I will be reasonably correct, okay? If not perfectly correct with apodictic certainty, but maybe I hope we're reasonably correct. We were talking about human perfection of the Rambam. We gave an outline on that, how he discusses it in detail, openly, at the end of the guide in chapter 54. And with how Yirmiyahu Hanavi sets down the markers and the guideline, and the way the Rambam understands them, and gives a beautiful interpretation which differentiates us from other thought schools, okay? Particularly the contemplative idea about God, but rather the actions of God implemented in this world. I would like to tell you that this theme, this leitmotif of the four shleimus and the four perfections, is to be found in a lot of places in Maimonides. I want to go first, let's say, we'll take the Sefer HaMitzvos. The Sefer HaMitzvos is the Book of Mitzvos, which is an introduction to the Yad HaChazakah. Now, in the sixth mitzvah, which is Ladov Bo, to cleave unto him, the Rambam, and I'll read you his words, Hatzivui, the commandment, Shenitztavinu, Lehiskarev, Lechachomim, Veleschaber Itom, to come near to the wise and to bond with them, or Lahasmid, B'kirvosom, and to emphasize this in a constant manner, with constancy, not leaving go. Ubiyeshiva imoim, and sitting with them. B'chol oifen v'oifen mifane eskarvis, all types of closeness that are possible. Then he enumerates them. B'machel v'mishte, eating and drinking, the physical area. U'mekach u'memkar, okay, business, buying and selling, doing financial things, doing them right, not cheating. Everybody is honest, okay? Like a true Talmud Chacham would act, a true Talmud Chacham, abiding by all the rules, the halacha, and with fairness, according to the appropriate situations, you understand, giving special breaks, let's say, to an almana or something of that nature. B'machal u'mishta u'mekach u'memker, the physical and the financial. Now, that's not the tachlis of the person. We learned that already in the first discussion here. The tachlis of the person is not physical or financial. That's not what makes him a human being, okay? When we come back down, he'll act like a human being after he's got all the way up there, and he's worked his way, and he's tried, and he's learned from others. He's had a good chinuch from those who can be mechadach, not giving his life over to mediocre people who will be his mentors, because all you can learn from a mediocre personality is mediocrity. So the Rambam says here, you have to be memskarav to chachom, and truly wise, the ones who've gotten there. So the kidei shenagia bekach, by sitting with them and eating with them and talking with them and being close to them and watching how they act. Bekach, with this closeness, you'll go to the midish, lehidamis, lemaisayim, you'll start to act more and more like them. V'ladat hasvorot ha'amitis b'divreim, you will start to understand, and you'll be open to being taught higher issues, okay? Chesed, stoko, u'mishpat, ba'oretz, like the Rambam says, when he mentions at the end of the guide, and he brings down that pasuk in Jeremiah. So over here, and I don't know anybody who says that pshat here, but I noticed it. It seems very obvious. In other words, l'skalav l'chachomim v'l'schaber itom v'l'hasmed b'kirvosum b'chol oifim v'yoifim me'afanei eskarvis b'mekach u'memka b'machal u'mishta b'mekach u'memka, and that's not the tachlit. K'dei shenagia b'kach l'damei shel ma'aseyam, we got to act in a special way, and that the midas will be there. That's going to be the bosses, the place the jumping off place to higher understanding. Because as long as you're tied down too much to yourself only, you're going to find it very difficult to really understand God's ways. Okay? You can't be that way. Okay? If God was only tied down to himself, there would be no b'riyah, there would be no people, there would be no chesed, u'mishpat tzedakah, ba'aretz. Okay? So, this is a place that the Rambam is already talking. Then right after that, he starts talking about that Ledovka is hadbek b'chachom v'talmideim, and then he says, this is, you learn from this to marry off your daughter to a Talmid Chacham, a true Talmid Chacham, not somebody who just wants you to give him $500K and parnosif for the next 10 years, double, triple, koilel, mole, or so, but somebody who's truly dedicated to living a different kind of life, okay? The right kind of life, the highest type of life, okay? It's very interesting. He brings in shidduchim here, by the way. Okay, this is what to concentrate on. So here we see this theme is in the Sefer HaMitzvahs. I want to go, and I can't go all the places, but I want to mention something here in the guide. And we'll look in the guide. We'll take a look in the 49th chapter. The 49th chapter of the guide, and which is I believe, the third chalik, okay, the third book, and he discusses certain things over there. If I'm not mistaken, let's go over to them. He talks about people. Okay, where are we at now? We're in the third, we're on the, maybe I made a mistake, but it's very possible. Okay, it's the 40, there is something in the 49th, but I'd rather discuss the one in the 46th that's easier to grasp. He talks here about karbonos, and he's talking about the Yom HaShmini of the Meimeluyim, and Egel ben Boker Lachatos is to be mechaper on the Maaseh HaEgel he brings down. It's a chazal, okay? And the chatos of Yom Kippurim is also par ben boker lachatos to be mechaper on the Maaseh or Egel that the Jewish people went and sinned by bowing down and worshiping the Egel. And it's very well known, okay, that was a terrible thing that, resulted in the Jewish people, being punished very severely. Okay. Now he says a very interesting thing. He wants to talk about there are certain karbonos that are brought during the regolim, during the major holidays. And he's Rosh Chodesh and the major. We say this every day in the davening if you say the karbonos. All of these things, he says, that happen over there that you have to bring, you have to bring the sirei, the seirim, and the Sirei Yom Kippurim, these goats. The Tam Kol Elo Ladaiti, because of the Roiv Miriam, their disobedience, okay, when they went and they brought karbonos to something that appeared to them in their minds as a goat. They used to worship certain Avodah Zarah, and they physically understood that it had a physical appearance of a goat, and they somehow wandered off into Avodah Zarah. So therefore, you bring Seirim because of the chet of the Adas Yisrael, the Jewish people, in the beginning when they took out the Seirism, and they used to worship that. And he says also there's another thing. There's a kapora for the Rambam is Moisef. Besides what the Chazal say, he says the Rambam is Moisef here himself. There was a chet that the whole congregation of Israel is obligated to get kapora for. Take stock of them, get kapora for, and bring these Seirism, because the entire congregation of Israel, the brothers, went and took Joseph's coat of colors, and they were tovelet. They dipped it into the blood of Seirism. That was part of the chet, okay? He says, don't think this is just a light matter. This is just something, whatever. This is why we're bringing Seirism now. I mean, no. Every time you do something that you're told to do in a Kabbalah, there's a reason for it. Because you have to get into your mind. You have to get it all the way into your gut, into your whole personality, that there's something wrong and you're going to have to do something to impress upon yourself. Don't go that route anymore. Never again. What he says is like this. He proceeds to go, and he says like this: when you do a chet, and you do a chet of mammon, a matter involving finance, you have to give money in your service to God. You have to find a way to use money to serve God. If you did something to serve yourself, totally, and for, without any rein on that, whatsoever, taking from others what's not, should not be taken from others, taking that which belongs to others, whatever. You should do something in the area of mammon, okay, to balance it, counter it, get rid of that media in you that made you do the first thing, or that lack of understanding or commitment. And if, he says, the avera you did, the sin that you did, you used your body in a way that you're not supposed to use it, to have pleasure from your body, the sense of touch, whatever this, you now have to be miyageya, the body, and give it a real workout. V'yaneu ba'avoda, b'tzoyim, b'kimo, b'leilos. You should stay up nights, you should be learning, you should be doing good things, you should be using your body for that which is worthwhile, okay? It's interesting, by the way, there's some people that say that a mishumed, there were different Rishonim, had different ways for a person who was a mishumed, a heretic who left the Jewish religion, who converted, and he comes back. What does he have to do? Some people say you have to do certain things. Some people say you have to fast. Some people say there's other issues. But interesting, here he says an interesting thing here regarding the body. He's not talking about a heretic or someone, a mishumed, but it's just interesting. Next, if the chet was in midis, if you did something, that was clearly wrong, and you understand it's because you have a deficiency in your character, you must make strenuous efforts to repair that deficiency in your character. Okay? We have 3 of the shleims now, right? And then, let's say you have certain ideas about religion, certain ideas about the divine ways, etc., and you're cheating a little bit, or you're lazy, and you're just really doing things that, you're making God over in your own image instead of making yourself after the image and the ways of God. Okay? So what do we see here in chapter 46? we see the four Shleimison again. And he concludes, by the way, that this is a very serious matter, and there's no question that this will help you by working in this area. You will be margish. You will get to feel the chaimer, the weight of the chet, and you will learn to distance yourself from it, that you will not do this anymore. You won't slip and slide again anymore, because if you do, you'll have to get kapara, you'll have to get remission for what you did, you'll have to do all kinds of things to get back, you'll have to pay a lot of prices, and maybe you'll never ever complete the kapara, the price that you have to pay, you'll never complete that price. And that will help you if you can really internalize this, you understand, then you will have done something tremendously great, and you will become an Odom, okay? You will learn what to do, what not to do in an absolute sense, and you will be a human being. You will be an obedient human being, not someone who's a rebel without a cause, okay? 4 interesting Shleimison in the Rambam. There are other cases. We'll get into the 49th one, chapter, perhaps a little bit later, if we can.